a claim to change the destructible marketing industry. My name is Madison Cawthorn, and I'm going to be talking about the marketing industry and what needs to change. Now, an overview for those of you who may not know anything about business or what even a marketing is. So marketing, or a marketer, is a person or company that advertises or promotes something. Product, a toothbrush, anything that you see in stores today is more than likely backed up by a marketer who promoted that, who helps with advertising. Now, many marketers have the common mistake of targeting their audience of choice incorrectly. There are, let's say, you have marketers who are attracting grandparents, baby boomer society to invest in the new iPhone that just was released, when any of them have no idea what it does. Now, the purpose of any marketer is to promote the product well. They want to make money. They want to help that business thrive. But the growing struggle of attracting a grand volume incorrectly is growing massively, and a solution needs to be proposed. Now, looking at the bottom, social media content, what marketers post versus what consumers want is in the dark blue, and the consumer want is way more off the chart than what the marketers are posting. Marketers are not posting what consumers want, which is the entire issue that needs to be addressed. Now, previous solutions. This issue has been occurring since businesses have evolved primarily. Now, the umbrella that I mentioned before of branches under the marketing industry, such as business administration and advertising affiliations, cause previous solutions to not necessarily work because the umbrella is too big, that one solution is not going to fix everything. Now, there are different types of marketers that stand for consumers in a different way, such as influence marketers have a good stance with consumers because they actually listen to what consumers want, and they don't really necessarily need a solution, but other marketers do. Now, segmentation. You may be wondering, what even is that? There are 4 to 5 major types, but I'm going to talk about the main 4: geographic, demographic, behavioral, and psychographic. These 4 segmentation branches are extremely important to marketers and help them decide how to promote a product. Now, here are the segmentation overview that I was mentioning before. You have geographic, which is like your countries, nations, basically geography in general. You have demographic, which is age, gender, basically any information about you and your birth, like all that stuff. Now, moving on to psychographic is more of like your lifestyle or social class, so like who you hang out with at school may affect like how you may be targeted by a marketer or a product. Now, behavioral is more of your usage rate, benefits, occasions, loyalty, attitude, more of your behavior in general. Now, you may be wondering, what is my proposition? My proposition to fixing or creating a temporary solution is the process of reorganizing how and what specific demographic values need to be developed. Now, the good thing about this is that it's quickly developed as it is step by step, so it is laid out. And also, consumer desires will be answered effectively and promoted in the right way. With going back to the segmentation overview, if these 4 are addressed correctly to the right people through this step-by-step process mentioned in the proposition, will definitely help to fix this. Now, components of this solution start with generalizing the quantity of consumers and the volume potential for contact. You want to have an idea of who you're trying to and how many people you're trying to target, so it's easier to separate. Now, by using the demographic and segmentation to receive information such as surveys, by sending out a survey in school, it helps to provide potential solutions to the issues present, which marketers can also use. Now you can compile a spreadsheet of survey information. After that, then you marketers would want to develop a Venn diagram, because Venn diagrams are comparing and contrasting features from information collected. This will definitely provide an opportunity to create a sort of difference between the people who need to be contacted versus the people who do not fit into the product of choice. Now, after that, marketers will create a selling motive. They will have an idea of who they're contacting, so it will be easier for them to have a correct and more advanced selling motive that may be beneficial. Now, after all of that is done, you finally want to generalize all the information to send to consumers in the right category. So after they are put into the right category, it's easier to just smush it all together and send it away to them. And this product will hopefully be able to circulate and be sold and promoted to the right category of age or such. Now, the feasibility. Is it easy? Yes. It is easy to assimilate into companies worldwide. It is a step-by-step process. You have this step, then this step. It's first step, second, third, and so on. Until the steps are complete, it's easy to understand, and it does create a general solution. So for any company, it would be easy solution to slide into what issue they're struggling with the most. Now, I pulled up some few survey results because, as I mentioned before, with the different type of segmentations, surveys is what would help get those across to consumers. Now, it says that 72% of consumers we surveyed say that they're very or extremely likely to shop with a company that has reputation for outstanding customer service. Now, marketers necessarily have their own firm that they work with, but by looking at these numbers, if they have a great consumer connection, then it's more than likely that it will be easier for this process to help benefit them, as the consumers are once being put as the priority instead of now not being promoted what they want. Now, call to action. What am I saying? What is my message? My message is for marketers to rely on consumers for their livelihood. Consumers are what pays them. Consumers are what is benefiting them. They are the rock that holds them up. They are the ground that allows for marketers to grow. Now, I want this to allow this industry to focus on desires of the consumers instead of a false business claim. As I showed in the chart earlier, marketers are not promoting the correct claims. They are not promoting things that consumers want. They are just promoting things that they feel is going to make the most money. But if you really think about it, it really will not, because if nobody is going to buy it or it's not being sold to the correct people, it's not going to be bought. It's going to be sitting on shelves collecting dust. Now, this also has appeasable attributes for the solution to provide temporary relief. I'm not saying this is going to be an all-in-one solution, because there is no all-in-one solution, but it does create a temporary relief that can eventually be formed with many other solutions that may be proposed today or throughout, but it will definitely provide for some relief. Now, finally, these are some references that I looked up, but I do think that this solution will definitely help.